all for coming out tonight in support of the Teutopolis High School Drama Club. In order to have an enjoyable evening for all, please turn off your cell phone devices and computer sound system. This also means no video recording. If you need to relieve yourself, the boys' bathroom is through the curtain to the left of the stage, and the girls' bathroom is through the curtain to the right. Now, showers will be read after intermission and can be filled out during intermission. Now, sit back and relax and enjoy tonight's show, The Drowsy Chaperone. That's how every show starts, which is why I hate theater. Well, it's so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Hi God, please let it be a good show, and let it be short. Oh Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. And keep the actors out of the audience. I didn't pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a story and a few good songs that will take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there was a time when people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what have George and Ira Gershwin got for us tonight? Or, can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's, please, Elton John, must we continue the charade? It used to be, sitting there in the dark, you knew you'd be taken to another world. A world full of music, color, and glamour. And you thought to yourself, my goodness, when are they going to bring up the lights? Oh, how things have changed. Hello, how are you today? Good. That's cool. I'm feeling a little blue myself. You know, a little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should feel anxious at this age, you know. A little self-conscious anxiety resulting in non-specific sadness. A state that I call blue. So, whenever I'm feeling this way, I like to listen to my music. So, I was going through my records this morning. Yes, records. And I was about to put on the soundtrack of Meredith Willson's The Music Man. I had a craving for a young Ronnie Howard. But then I thought to myself, no, let's have a treat. Let's travel for a while into the decadent world of the 1920s, when the champagne flowed and the caviar chilled, and all the world was a party. Or the and anyway. So I dug out, and what did I find? But one of my favorite shows, Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set, remastered from the original recording, made in 1928. It's the original cast, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? And this is a full 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Can you believe it? Let me read to you what it says on the back. Mix-ups, mayhem, and a fun wedding. And that's what this show is. Fun. So would you indulge me? Would you let me play my record for you now? Thank you. I was hoping you'd say yes. You hear that, Stag? I love that sound. To me, it's the sound of time machines starting up. Let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928. You're arriving at the doors of the Roscoe Theater in New York. It's very cold. Remember when it used to be cold outside? Not anymore. November's the new August now. Global warming, we're all doomed.
every one of you for coming. I tell you, I must be some lucky fellow. Why, who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous star, and that glamorous star will be willing to give up a very successful career, all for me. Now, if it weren't for prohibition, I'd say let's raise a glass.
Here, here.
Miss Janet Van Gogh, the most beautiful woman in the world.
Absolutely not!
Excuse me?
The groom mustn't see the bride on the day of the wedding. It's bad luck. I hope you heard that, because that's the plot. Basically. Hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian.
Say, it's a little early to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, you keep Janet away from Robert. You're the chaperone. That's your only job. Aye, on, Captain. Oh, Robert, who's my little monkey?
I'm a little monkey.
Monkey!
No!
So, the bride and groom are whisked away. And we turn our attention towards the B plot, which involves the producer. Mrs. Felton!
Getting married and doing show business?
Mrs. Felton!
Doesn't she not have obligations?
Mrs. Felton! Mrs. Felton! I can be a leading lady! You said it yourself, I'm useless in the chorus!
For the last time, ain't got what it takes.
What? I've been taking lessons! Singing, acting, ballad.
Ballet?
Yeah, I'm pretty good too. Last week, I auditioned for Swanee Lake. A little annotation. Kitty and Felton were sisters in real life. Jessica and Sadie Adler. Sadie was even the maid of honor at Jessica's wedding. Now, this is a familiar comic construct. A ditzy fun girl and her long-suffering best friend who guides her through the world. Although she may appear ditzy at first, but at the end, she does something quite clever, which makes you wonder if it's all just an act. The irony here is that Sadie actually was quite ditzy. Jessica had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently. Still, she had a wonderful career on the stage. At that time, the stage was the only place where ditzy people could make a decent living. This was for television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this. A petite four, Mrs. Felton? Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Girls, I am not hungry.
Perhaps you could use something else to want.
Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected. Everyone who stand here before you in guise innocent creatures. You also,
And primarily,
employees of a certain individual.
And sweet individual?
a soiling individual.
Who happens to be the single largest investor in Felton's Follies. He has sent us
As pastry chefs,
to express his concern about Miss Van Graff's impending nuptials.
specifically,
That if she gets married during the show, then there ain't no show.
hey, don't I know you?
No, don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, I haven't visited
go back on that road would be a recipe for disaster. Now, we hope we have made ourselves perfectly eclair. One can only hope you biscotti, aka trifle, but don't talk to me.
All right. You brought the pastry chef to me.
Alas, we ganache, rosa, lambs and entree macaroon.
The gangsters were played by the interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall Sisters, Joanne and Patricia Tall. They were born Alexandra and Mila Masloskevich, but were renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They were your typical example of a Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements. Not very intimidating. Unless you find dancers intimidating. Which I do, but not necessarily in this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your hands, Mrs. Felsick. In the meantime, feel free to browse the desserts carousel. Try the Toulouse fry. It's to die for.
Holy cow, Mrs. Felsick! They're gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now, go cover your face. Oh, I've got to stop this wedding to hell. Oh, Lord! In heaven! Ah!
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. So, with the story well in its way, let's go to the groom's room.
Okay. All Alan, today's the day. We're getting married. You can do this. You got this. You can do. Well, hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly lights. Oh.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He started out as the all-right toothpaste man. His fabulous smile adorned every tube. All-right was largely popular in the 1920s, mostly because it contained cocaine. It's true. If you look on the label, it was the 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. Still, he became a huge matinee idol.
Now, don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. Why it is? Of course!
Now, some people say Percy Hyman was a bad actor, and to those people, I say, shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shaking up, waving, trembling like a gray tattoo.
his 100th birthday. To say that the passing years have taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. When they wheeled him out, he had that look of pained confusion that God reserves for the very, very old on their birthdays. You know, the one that says, "Who are you?" "Who am I?" "Why is this cake on fire?" You know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
All right. I love that. Dancing around the pool.
Sorry, Georgie. I was just trying to shake off some of the nerves. It's my wedding day, after all.
Well, you could have broken an ankle. Tap dancing is far too dangerous. How about you go for a skate instead? That's what I do when I want to go out for the game.
Georgie, what would I do without you?
Oh, no, no, no! What was I thinking? You can't go out like that. You might see Janet. Here, put on this blindfold.
Why? Good. Georgie, you think of everything.
Just looking out for my boy.
Over there. Georgie, where we go? Georgie! Georgie!
And no more tap dancing.
Just ignore it. It does this occasionally. It rings. It will stop soon. Why? What do you want?
You have reached my answer machine. Leave a short message after the tone, and I'll call you back at my convenience.
Beep. Well, that's it. The moment is ruined. Thank you, life. It's just like a cell phone going off in the theater. I hate that.
Hello! What are you doing?
I'm at the theater ruining the moment. What are you doing?
Oh, I couldn't get out tonight, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy.
Sorry. Let's get our minds back to 1928. They didn't have cell phones in 1928. But I'm sure they had something for the ruining of moments. Viewers or something. As she lounges by.
Why would anyone put olives in a kiss?
I've got a question. How can you give up the fun prize when you know very well you've got 3 spins in your day?
Victoria, please.
Oh, Janet, I'm begging you. Don't have luck. Stay with the boys. I'll give you anything. I'll put your name above my monarchy.
Victoria, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show up no more.
that Miss Vandegraft has no desire to continue life on this world.
Can't you see it's killing her soul?
Don't worry, girls. This isn't over yet.
Yeah! I'm surprised she didn't do an encore. I wanna encore no more. People shout no more. Disappear no more, no more. I don't wanna show.
That was Jane Roberts as the bride. She was the Oops Girl. Remember? Surely you remember the Oops Girl. Don't you people read? She was the girl whose beauty was billed as so great, she caused the men around her to have accidents, to spill their drinks, to drive their cars into trees. And then she would go, I'm not really doing it justice, but people ate it up. She had a whole series of films. Oops, The Oops Girl Come Home. Oh, and Oops Girl at Sea, which, what an Oscar for special effects.
Okay. Begging, groveling can work. On to plan B. And for that, I'm gonna need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need what do you call it? A European.
La 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 la!
In walks Adolfo. Adolfo was played by a former silent film star and world-class alcoholic, Roman Bartelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death at a chateau in Nice. Remember? It was 5 days until they found the body, and by that time, it had been partially consumed by his poodles. Well, he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I believe that
I am Teutopolis.
you are although
Yes, I am Teutopolis.
not the although.
Yes, I am Teutopolis.
Funny, you don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, what?
But just now, I heard the groom saying that Aldolfo is a scoundrel. I just heard him say that.
What? I'll tell you a scoundrel!
Close, very.
I'll tell you a scoundrel!
It's like I'm hearing it again.
They're saying this to peoples, to beautiful ladies with big eyes and lips to kiss. Why,
You must take matters into your own hands.
Yes, I must take this groom into my hands and kill him.
Yes! No, don't kill him. Just hurt him enough so he can't get married.
Show me to this groom. Wait,
What?
what kind of man is this groom? A big man?
Well,
A burly fellow?
he's big on the outside.
Aldolfo will not fight big
small, pale, wheezy little dwarf people that Aldalco can find far away, but no people!
So, you're not fighting?
Yes, Aldalco was in love for beautiful ladies. Some say I am the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his...
Door!
No. The best way to get back at a man is through his... No! Revenge! On a man!
Through his... There is no other way. I'm not scenting gloves coming down that chimney.
Through his woman!
His woman.
Yes, Alabama, you must work this woman.
His woman. Aldalco will kiss the bride. That will show people Aldalco is no scoundrel. Show me to this bride. Wait,
What?
what kind of woman is this? A girly woman.
No, she's the Conjamas.
Pajamas.
She's a looker. An attractive woman.
Show me to this cat in pajamas. Aldalco will make her purr.
Stop it!
Like a cat. In pajamas.
Roman Bartelli chewing the scenery. You definitely could not get away with a performance like that nowadays. Mature contemporary audiences are too sophisticated for broad racial stereotypes. So we banish them to Disney. Let the children figure it out.
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. But remember, underling, we have to be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition, after all.
I'm aware of that.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, someone asks for a glass of ice water. It means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I understand, madam. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Vodka. Well, you see, that's settled. One less thing to do. Underling, might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather dry, and I would enjoy a glass of refreshing ice water.
Or ice water, madam.
That was your vodka! You poo!
I hate this scene.
Well, now, I do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam.
Yes, ice water. I'm going that.
I wish I would.
You can see where this is going, can't you? It's really just a series of spit takes.
That was your vodka! You poo!
You know, in some ways, the Drowsy chaperone was quite progressive. A woman playing a business leader, for instance.
Your eyes.
That
I'm just going to skip ahead. Well, it's simple. There's a song coming up, and they needed time to allow the set change. It's mechanics. It's like hosting a party. Let me explain what I mean by that. At a party, people expect to have food or drinks, or even listen to music behind a constant jazz. Sometimes you might have to show a few magic tricks, or even have niece perform songs from her recorder from her Christmas program while the food is still good. My point is, as in a musical, the agonizing entertainment exists to connect the larger, more engaging production. What kind of society do we live in if we can't talk about how much we love magic tricks and listening to another beautiful rendition of High Cross Buns?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm woozy right now. I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired troops in every world conflict leading up to and including the Falklands War. Of course, by this time, she was in her late 80s, and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy, but still, she demanded that a rousing anthem be included in every show she ever did, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you couldn't say no to her. Now that's star power.
Oh, really? You aren't being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with you choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration really tends to not.
Yes, but if you try.
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure where to turn or what to do. We tumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, knowing left from right or right from wrong, and the best that we can do is hope for we'll sing his song as we stumble along.
That was quite nice, Chaperone, but I don't see how it pertains to my particular situation.
Let me explain.
Oh, that's not necessary.
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 unloving seas, 6 excruciating continents, Antarctica. Oh, please. Antarctica. Oh, please. Still, you mustn't let it lick yours. Let it. Oh, so let it. Keep your eye on the high ball in your hand. As we stumble along across life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble away through God's blinding sunbeams, that we know right from right, don't you just love her?
So basically, she sings about alcoholism. But that's what I love about her. She does what she wants, when she wants, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. My mother was like that. That was quite inspiring, Chaperone, but I'm so conflicted. Oh, please, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself, dear.
But I don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you go up to him and say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert. And I'm not supposed to see him today. In fact, it's your job
At this very moment, I'm feeling terribly, terribly proud. I think I need to have a lighter now. Now, whatever you do, don't go wandering through the garden to ask your fiancé the question upon which your future happiness depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. I have to know if he loves me.
Such a scary little girl. Still, I envy her. When the love come crashing my door. In walks Adolfo, come to kiss the bride.
I am Aldo.
Try not to think of the poodles when you listen to this part.
I am Adolfo, and you are bride.
No, I'm not.
What? This is bridal suite. You are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
Interesting argument. I'm afraid you are a moron.
What?
Me, no bride. Perhaps I can take a message for you.
Yes, very good. Dear Landgraf Proud, I must kiss you and transport you to place of dreams. Sooner is better. I'm Aldolfo, King of Romance.
You found me out. You saw my little ruse.
Ah, so you are bride.
Yes! Kiss me, Adonis!
Not Aldolfo, Aldolfo. You must say the right thing, or we will claim our love to the world. You must say the right thing, or everything will be spoiled. How can I make you?
That's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic things. Suddenly finding yourself in an insane romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La 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 la.
Robert! Look out!
Oh, no, don't worry, man. It's okay. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
Blindfold?
I'm sorry. Who am I speaking to anyhow?
Why me? I mean, me. Me, from France. This scene couldn't be more ridiculous. So, you are marrying Janet Van de Graaf, no?
We.
I mean, she is very beautiful and glamorous.
We.
If it's true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at playing both tragic and dramatic roles.
Say, I'm having trouble placing an accent. What part of France did you say you were from?
The middle part, where they make the tunnel. You were telling me about, how do you say it in English? Fiancé!
Oh, that's right, yes.
So, tell me, when was the moment when you two, she was the only one for you?
It's, actually kind of a funny story. Her and I were dating on the leader deck in the island once.
Yes.
And I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
And then what happened?
I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous, monkey eyes, and I got all woozy.
And then you fell. And then you fell?
Yeah, right on McEaster. And then I said, I hadn't said everything to sea legs yet.
But they haven't left the behind.
Yes, that's what she said. And that's when I knew it must be love.
And then you said,
And then I said, there was a time when we stopped one night, for Paris was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground, and I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a misfit bound to ensue. I'm a toy on the stair, with feeling chair, the head that's been tossed by the shoe. When my true love struck on sudden lightning, there was nothing my angels could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen. So how about that happen for you?
and what happened?
Then she joined in.
When men seem sweet, and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen, a catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rising sun.
A broken umbrella, a branching loose from the tree. I can see myself jumping and flying for a dangerously. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so hurry it happened to me. And then what happened?
Then we kissed.
I'm an accident waiting to happen, so hurry it happened to me.
or just desserts. What do you say, Parchment? Should we open up something special for Mrs. Hill?
Yeah, how about a Toledo surprise?
An inspired choice.
Toledo surprise. I don't think I heard that one.
No, you haven't. Those people who haven't heard of it are generally never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe. First, you chop the nuts, then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow.
Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me?
It's a very simple recipe, Mrs. Selden. First, you chop the nuts, then you pound the dough, then you bake it up nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Say, why don't we give her a little taste?
All right.
Hold it! What rhythm, what grace, what style. Open this. Now, shake it. Just like that. Now, give me that recipe one more time. Da-da-da-da-da! Go!
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise with a peach
most impressive part was that you threw it together in a month.
Say what?
You threw it together in a month.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
And you were doing this too?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
My husband has been messing with my records again to get on my nerves. What an annoying habit. I always tell him not to touch my records. But I suppose truly isn't that big a deal, and we shouldn't get into another fight over something so silly. Anyway, that song started side B of my record for Offshore, a musical that is filled with mixed feelings, romance, and incessant Elvis songs. It has some wonderful tunes. That was Beatrice Stock and Sylvia. And did you recognize Roman Bartelli as Jim? Yes, he was a man of 1,000 accents. All of them terrible and self-insulting. Act 2 of the Drowsy Chaperone begins with this, a haunting lament from a very depressed brother. She sings it bathed in pale blue light, and the love that number. It has everything. A little Busby Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall. But that's what I love about musicals in general. When a character is in crisis, they sing and they dance. Which is so much more interesting than just whining about it. I suppose that's the glory of musical theater. You see, this is what I was talking about. This is life. You manage to be happy for about 5 seconds, and then something starts ringing. What a beautiful day for a wedding. Okay, here we have 2 vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. I actually tried to find out more about her. I went through all my books. I even tried the internet. But all of my searches ended in Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Still, they're both charming. Why would you have computers removed? The bride has called off the wedding. Oh, I'm going to never listen to the bride of the wedding. That is a very complex emotion underneath. Yes, you can be very close to someone 1 minute, and the next minute, was charming. But that number frustrates me. And I'm going to say something here. And yes, I have been drinking. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often in the end, there are lawyers. And another thing. That number is naive. And irresponsibly so. Sorry. I just thought that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt anymore. Oh, there's a moment coming up that I've become obsessed with. Oh, there you are, Chaperone. I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to a wedding looking like that.
Oh, poor dear. Haven't you heard? The wedding has been called off.
Not yours. Mine. That reminds me, might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La 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 la. Oh, Drowsy lazy with that expression.
You're marrying Aldolfo?
Yes. And I know it's surprising when I look into his eyes. His big, clumsy eyes. You're drowsy. That's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love.
There you are. All right, I'm going to put all my cards on the table. I gotta be hard. Can't take the pressure. If this goes on any longer, the old ticker's gonna get out. Please tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank you for more than heaven.
Aldolfo and the chaperone are getting married.
What?
Thank you, I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
We know. Yes, we just heard. But who told you?
I did.
How do you know? Oh, what difference does it make?
Mrs. Teutopolis and I are to be married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
What? Oh, yes. Well, congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everybody's getting married except the bride and groom.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be that way. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? Janet, it's our wedding day. And Georgie has gone through all of us people. And I do love you.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes, and I don't understand it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that Frenchwoman, it was just like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
Wait, so you
You see, you can't quite make out what she says, because someone falls. Let me play for you again. While you can. Is she saying live while you can, or leave while you can? While you can. I mean, it is Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a simple way. But this is a wedding after all, and that's exactly what you think you're standing at the altar, isn't it? Live or leave. And you have to live, because you do love him in some way. It's not an exact science. An arrow doesn't come out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So, then you say to someone, you say, I love you. Sorry, this happens occasionally. We haven't had any accidents yet. More or less. Well, anyway, one day you say to someone, you say, I love you, and you basically phrase it as a question, but then he accepts it as fact. And suddenly there you are in a $3,000 dress with tears in your eyes, and his nephew makes you look up. So, what do? Do you say, I was kidding, I was joking? No. You choose to live. So, for a couple of months, you stare at the alien form in bed beside you and think, who are you? Who are you? And then, one day, you say it out loud, and then it's couples counseling, and all your conversations are about his listening problem and your shopping addiction. And you're constantly revisiting, reevaluating, and redefining before you finally lose the deposit on that house, and the whole fight ends on a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy flying through the air and smashing against the living room wall. But still, in a larger sense, in the broader sense, it's better to have lived than left, right? At least that's what my relationship therapist tells me. Well, you can. You have no idea how many times I've listened to that. Oh, Chaperone, you certainly have a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes. I will marry you. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, Mrs. Dalloway, it looks like this wedding is done. Now you're in a trouble. And then a muffin. You can do that. Just give me more time. I can get everything back on board, I promise.
This is nothing. I know what to do. Presenting Kitty! The Incredible! Okay, Kitty, concentrate and show these people how you can read the minds. Do you mind just something?
No, show me what you got.
don't know how you managed to pull it off. That's 3 weddings in 1 day. I guess you're everyone's best woman now.
I am?
Of course you are.
I am!
Hip, hip, hooray! She's Georgie, my Georgie, the best one in Georgie.
I'm actually doing what I've asked for.
She's basking in the glory of the fine weather. Rain does the rain, rain does the shine, rain does the celebrate a happy wedding time. Rain does the rain, rain does the shine, rain does the celebrate a happy wedding time.
Minister, you may begin. Oh no. Who the heck are you? Tricks. Tricks. It's time to realize what I think my life should be intending. Tricks. Don't fly and let you lovers die. So sorry, pretty folks. Hope you'll have this music in 2 shakes. And it's on to Rio. Carnival.
Wait! The captain of the ship can perform a marriage.
Yes! And the pilot is comparable to a captain.
And leaves a type of sheep of the air, some call it an air sheep.
Wait, I got it! Tricks, you can perform marriage on the plane and we'll all have a honeymoon in Rio! The show?
Do you see it?
Oh no, I can't believe it. Everyone, stay calm. This happens occasionally. It's an old apartment with terrible wiring. Stay calm. Just keep the show alive in your minds.
Yeah, we need to shut the power off because we're replacing the breaker panel in the basement.
Yes?
So we replaced it, but when we turned the power off, breaker and all the apartment was there.
Yes.
That's what happened. It's normal.
Yes.
So I got to reset the breaker.
Now?
It'll only take a second. All right. All right, all right. So I tried calling you earlier before, but there was no answer.
Oh, yeah, I've been having some problems with the phone.
Here it is.
What was that?
It was just music.
What kind of music was that?
It was a record.
It was a show. You know, a musical. You like musicals? No, I love musicals. I go with my husband all the time. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. Did you see this Saigon? They landed a helicopter on stage backwards. I've seen them all. Cats, Les Mis, Saturday Night Fever. I liked the movie better.
Oh, really? Well, goodbye. That's it. It's ruined. One note away from the end of the show, and the mood is ruined. You know what? I'm just going to start my record again from the beginning. No, I can't do that, can I? It's just so frustrating. You have to understand. I love the show so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me the record, and this was just for my father left us. Oh, he didn't leave because of the record, although I'm sure it didn't help matters. Look, I know the show is not perfect. The spit take scene is lame, and the monkey motif is labored, but none of that matters. It does what a show is supposed to do. It takes you to another world. A little something to help you escape from the dreary horrors of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue, you know? As we stumble on life's funny journey, as we stumble
what it was, and I don't think we keep them about them. So everyone can do a really big round of applause.
Thank you both for being so incredible, like, for us, but for all of us especially this year, for being such good directors. We'll always remember you.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
All right, we got to step a little more.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just go. I like it. They know that. All right, well, thank you, seniors, for that. That was very nice. I want to go ahead and acknowledge our seniors and our foreign exchange students, senior. First one we have is Leo Kluger. The second one is our foreign exchange student, Amy Chili. Third one is Ellie Plummer. Next one is Paige Kerner. Next one